In the early 1800s, on a quiet farm in Tennessee, a family claimed they were being attacked, not by wolves, not by outlaws, but something they could not see. It spoke, it screamed, it laughed in the dark, and it said it had a name: the Bell Witch. This is not just folklore. This is considered America's first fully documented haunting, witnessed by neighbors, investigated by officials, and even connected to a future president of the United States. Tonight, we uncover the true story behind the Bell Witch. In 1804, farmer John Bell Sr. moved his family to what is now Adams, Tennessee, near the Red River. The land was fertile. The family prospered. John was respected in the community. He lived with his wife Lucy and their children, including his daughter Betsy Bell, who would later become the center of the haunting. For over a decade, life was peaceful, until 1817. That's when things began to change. One evening, John Bell spotted something unusual in his cornfield, a strange creature, part dog, part rabbit. When he shot at it, it vanished. Soon after, the family began hearing unexplained sounds, knocking on walls, chains dragging across floors, whispers in empty rooms. At first, they dismissed it as animals, but then the noises moved inside the house, and they followed one person in particular, Betsy Bell. She reported being slapped, pinched, and pulled from her bed. Bruises appeared. The entity began to speak. Unlike typical ghost stories, this spirit developed a voice. It could whisper scripture. It could quote the Bible. It could carry on intelligent conversations. Soon, it identified itself as Kate. Some believed it was the spirit of a neighbor named Kate Batts, who had accused John Bell of cheating her in a land deal. Whether that dispute was real or exaggerated later remains debated, but the entity made its mission clear. It hated John Bell, and it despised Betsy's engagement to a local man. The haunting intensified. One of the most famous claims connected to the Bell Witch involves a man who would later become president of the United States. According to legend, Jackson traveled to the Bell farm after hearing about the haunting. On the journey, his wagon allegedly became stuck, wheels locked as if held in place by invisible force. A disembodied voice declared, "I will see you tonight." That evening, Jackson's men claimed they were attacked by invisible hands. Jackson reportedly said, "I would rather fight the British at New Orleans than fight the Bell Witch." While historians debate the accuracy of this account, the story became a defining part of American paranormal lore. In 1820, John Bell fell ill. He experienced facial paralysis and difficulty swallowing. Doctors were confused. One night, a mysterious vial of black liquid appeared in the medicine cabinet. The entity claimed responsibility. To prove its power, it allegedly forced some of the liquid into a cat's mouth. The cat died instantly. Shortly after, John Bell passed away. The entity reportedly celebrated, singing at his funeral. If true, this would mark one of the only recorded cases in American folklore where a spirit was blamed for a death. After John Bell died, activity gradually declined. The entity claimed it would return in 7 years. Some reports say it briefly reappeared in 1828. Then, silence. The Bell family eventually left the property, but the legend did not die. So what makes the Bell Witch different from other ghost stories? In 1894, a book titled An Authenticated History of the Bell Witch was published by Martin V. Ingram. It compiled testimonies, letters, and second-hand accounts. But critics argue many records were written decades after the events. No original court or medical documents survive. Oral tradition may have shaped the narrative. Some modern researchers suggest mass hysteria, family conflict, neurological illness, religious extremism. Others insist the volume of witnesses makes it difficult to dismiss entirely. Today, the legend lives on near Adams, Tennessee. The site known as the Bell Witch Cave attracts thousands of visitors each year. Tourists report cold spots, disembodied voices, shadow figures. Whether psychological suggestion or something unexplained, the story continues to evolve. The Bell Witch case sits at the intersection of American frontier life, religious belief, psychological fear, and supernatural legend. It remains one of the earliest haunting cases tied to named individuals, specific dates, and multiple witnesses. Was it a hoax, a family feud amplified by rumor, or something that science still cannot explain? More than 200 years later, the voice of the Bell Witch still echoes in American folklore. And perhaps the most chilling part is this: it didn't just haunt a house, it spoke.